The teenager who saved a woman from the natives. Lewis Wetzel was born in 1763 in Pennsylvania. His family settled on the edge of the frontier near Wheeling, West Virginia, where constant clashes with Native Americans were a part of everyday life. In 1777, Lewis and his younger brother Jacob were captured by the Hurons, but they managed to escape, even though Lewis was shot in the chest. This event changed his life. He became an excellent marksman and learned to reload his rifle while running. At 14, Lewis faced another danger. He was tasked with warning his neighbors about hostile natives. On his way, he met Fraser, a forest hunter rushing home to his young wife, Rose. When they reached his cabin, it was already on fire and Rose was gone. By examining the tracks, Lewis realized she had been taken by 4 natives. They immediately set off in pursuit. The natives lost a lot of time building a raft to cross the Ohio River, while the boys swam across, holding their rifles above their heads. At night, they found the native camp. Rose was alive, tied to a tree and crying. 3 natives were sleeping, while the 4th sat leaning against a tree. Fraser, furious, wanted to shoot immediately and finish the rest with knives, but Lewis warned that this could get Rose killed. He suggested waiting until morning. At dawn, they waited for the men to wake up. Their plan was to shoot the first 2 as they stood up. The first to rise was a white native, the second was the sentry. Gunshots rang out, and both fell dead. Since their rifles were single-shot, Lewis and Fraser drew their knives and tomahawks and charged toward the fire. The startled natives panicked and fled, abandoning their weapons. Fraser stayed with Rose, who was in shock, while Lewis continued the chase. He saw 2 natives stop and prepare for combat with their tomahawks. Lewis quickly aimed his rifle and shot one. The other rushed at him, knowing he wouldn't have time to reload. Lewis ran while reloading on the move. Just as the native was about to reach him, Lewis spun around and fired blindly. The native collapsed, dead. After the fight, Lewis and Fraser took 4 scalps and returned home. This was the peak of the scalp trade, and they were worth good money. This episode made Lewis a folk hero, but also cemented his reputation as a ruthless avenger. Over the years, he continued hunting natives, earning the nickname Death Wind. However, over time, his brutality and hatred turned him into an outcast, and he died in 1808, far from home. Lewis Wetzel's story is one of the limits of humanity, vengeance, and the harsh laws of the frontier.